in October, on October 31st.
Witches sent the word out, and the word was the worst.
The warlocks and the werewolves simply couldn't trust their ears.
The demons and the goblins started crying in their ears.
The ghosts, they shook with fury, they screeched in angry tones.
The skeletons were rattled, and they shivered in their bones.
It couldn't be, it wouldn't be. They shivered, it mustn't be, they cried.
But however hard they hollered, and however soft they sighed.
For 1,000-year tradition, the death knell had been knelled.
They were beaten and they knew it. The witches had rebelled.
My fellow monsters, ghosts, ghouls, and goblins, werewolves, wizards, and warlocks. As president of the Amalgamated Federation of Haunters and Spooks, it is my unhappy task to inform you that owing to circumstances beyond our control, Halloween has been canceled.
Canceled? Why?
Why? What?
Well, it seems that the witches have gone out on strike.
Strike? That's ridiculous. They're not even members of the union.
I know. That seems to be one of the complaints. They think they should be allowed to join.
What? Well, witches join the union. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Yeah.
He's right. A witch's place is in the coven. Everyone knows that.
They seem to reject that point of view. They think that they should be treated as our equals. They call it witches' liberation.
Well, what are their demands? Maybe we can take a concession or two and make them happy.
Oh, I don't think a concession is gonna help. They're calling for equal division of the cave work with their husbands.
What? That's
They want free night care centers for the children. They want equal pay for equal frights and double time for after midnight broom duty. Oh, I assure you, they've written up quite a list of equal frights.
Hey, are we going to let them get away with this?
Never!
Are we mice or are we monsters?
Monsters!
Let me tell you, my fellow union members, if we let the witches get away with this, there's no telling where it will end. Today Halloween, tomorrow the underworld.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, believe me, I sympathize with you. But the question is, how can we stop them?
The question is, how can they stop us?
I don't know, but I still think canceling Halloween is risky.
I disagree, Hazel. Drastic ills call for drastic remedies. If we're ever going to get the monsters to see things our way, we must have a show of power.
But it's not as if things are so bad for us witches now. I mean, what's so bad about being a plain old-fashioned witch?
What's bad about it? Everything. I didn't spend 4 years at college majoring in shriekology just to spend the rest of my life over a steaming hot cauldron.
Right on, sister. We witches have talent, brains, and ability. Yet, when the average warlock looks at us, what does he see? Just another ugly face.
But doesn't a warlock want to come home to a nice quiet cave and hot cooked brew after a hard day at the cemetery? Isn't that a real hag's noblest calling? To take care of her warlock and her witches and make herself as ugly as she can?
Not on your broomstick, baby. We witches are the equal to any warlock alive, and it's time we demanded our rights. We're tired of being treated as mere hex symbols.
That's why we're refusing to have anything to do with Halloween.
But Halloween's tonight. The warlocks can't do everything by themselves.
Well, they're gonna have to try.
But that's silly. Rounding up the cats, flying brooms, carving jack-o'-lanterns. Well, that's witches' work.
Warlocks work from sun to sun, but witches' work is never done.
Let the monsters try to get Halloween going without our help. I'll bet that within an hour or two they'll come crawling on their knees.
Crawling on their knees, isn't that how monsters always walk?
I was speaking figuratively here.
Well, Witch Hazel, are you with us?
Oh dear, I know you're right, but somehow it just doesn't seem, well, fair.
Fair? Why should we be fair to the love?
I didn't mean it was unfair to monsters. I meant it was unfair to children. After all, Halloween is all about the children.
How dare you talk about children! The last pair I ran into was a brother-sister act named Hansel and Gretel. What wretched little beasts! I fed them gingerbread and marzipan and frosting, and you know what thanks I got? They pushed me into this cauldron! I bet that hurt. You must have been pretty burned up about it. Worse to it. I'm sitting on a skeleton now. Well, skeletons aren't witches, so get your bony butt out of here. Fine, I'll fit in perfectly with monsters.
Well, what do you say, girls? Do we let the warlocks try to get Halloween going without us? Or do we go back to doing all the work and letting them get all the glory?
Okay, let's do it.
I say we strike.
Good. Then let's all recite the Witches' Liberation Pledge.
Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble,
After midnight, pay us double. Equal pay for equal fright. Witches of the world, unite!
Expected. How are you making out in the graveyard?
Terrific! Of course, we may have to do without ghosts this year.
No ghost on Halloween, how come?
Well, it seems their wives refuse to do their laundry. They don't have any clean sheets.
Then why don't they just strip off the linen off the beds and use them?
They don't know how. Besides, do you have any idea how hard it would be to be a ghost in a contour sheet?
Well, how the jack-o'-lanterns coming along?
Not so long, I'm afraid. I keep cutting myself with the scissors.
You don't cut out pumpkins with scissors, you nitwit.
You don't? Then what do you cut them with?
I don't know.
You can try numbers. Do any of you guys know how to drive a broomstick?
I don't know how.
Well, I never driven one, but I think you gotta put it in neutral first.
Seems to me my wife always started in sweep.
I've tried both, so I can't get it to turn over.
Idiot, you have to fill it with black cats first.
Is that so? Which ones, regular or high test?
Here, kitty kitty, here. You want me to go up into that haunted house? Look, pal, I may be a skeleton, but I'm not out of my skull.
If you think I'm gonna be running around screaming after little children for hours, when I'd rather be at the bottom of a nice swamp, you got another thing coming.
Hey look, the bats are loose and they're flying every which way. I can't catch them. And I'm afraid of bats.
My fellow monsters, we might as well surrender. The witches, we can never manage a decent Halloween without the witches. They've got us licked. I propose we send them a delegate to tell them that we accept their terms. Is it agreed?
Might as well give in.
Yes,
We can't do
fine.
without them.
Where's the horseman of Sleepy Hollow?
Here I am.
On behalf of the entire membership of the Amalgamated Federation of Haunters and Spooks, I hereby authorize you to go to the witches humbly with your head in your hand and tell them that we accept their terms.
Yay!
We won!
Well, ladies, the monsters have finally seen the light. And it was a good fight, but we won fair and square. And I might add, that's an unusual thing for witches.
Let's not just stand around congratulating ourselves. There's work to be done. Halloween is just a few hours away. We have to get cracking if we're going to make it by midnight.
You see, you think you've won, but who's doing all the work? Same as usual. Nothing's changed after all.
We may be doing all the work this Halloween, but look who's staying back in the cave, doing all the dishes, all the diapers, not us.
And that's just the beginning. We won't stop until every witch everywhere is full equal to every warlock.
What do you mean every witch? You don't think we're just stopping with witches, do you?
Why? Whatever do you mean?
What
Who
about
are you going to liberate next?
fairy godmothers?